Okay. Before we begin the public portion of the meeting, I just want to make a statement. We're committed to making sure that everyone who wishes to speak has the opportunity to do so. To ensure our voices are heard and the meeting proceeds in an orderly manner, please keep your comments to no more than 5 minutes. For those who would like to share more detailed thoughts, we encourage you to use the comment submission tools available by visiting our website at www.middlesexcountynj.gov, county officials, and clicking Contact Us. My colleagues and I are aware of the officer-involved fatality which recently took place in the city of New Brunswick involving the local police. When there is a loss of life in our community, it's a tragedy, and our sympathies are with those who are affected. As in any situation involving an officer-involved fatality, this has been referred to the Attorney General's office for a full investigation and review of all the applicable policies and procedures. My colleagues and I have already reached out to the Attorney General's office. Although they could not share any additional or detailed information, we did urge them to act judiciously and expeditiously, and to provide timely information to the community, law enforcement, and all agencies involved as soon as possible. So, at this time, I open up the meeting to the public. Anyone wishing to speak? Please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes.
Good evening once again. Charlie Cradaville, New Brunswick Today. I appreciate you made a statement tonight. I presume that you got my email asking for a comment on this on August 13th or 14th?
Yes.
You did, okay. Would have been nice to get a response, but I guess you were counting on me to show up here and listen to you say it in front of everyone. It is a tragedy what happened, and there has not been a timely or transparent response from the city, from the county, or from the Attorney General's office. Quite frankly, they're dropping the ball here. I've been able to find out which officer killed Deborah Terrell, a 68-year-old senior citizen, in her home. And his name is Officer Josue Plaza. This is a man who had previously been the subject of major discipline, suspended for 8 days for drunken misconduct, unbecoming of an officer. And it's so awful that he was allowed back on the force, given his gun, and put in this situation. We should not have let that happen. The only reason we know about the major discipline is because he was suspended for 8 days. And I personally regret not pushing the issue further at that time, because I brought it up at 3 different council meetings, and it was clear that the council in New Brunswick did not see this as a priority. They didn't really look into it, and I wish I had done more to look into it and shine a light on this. And I'm concerned because I've asked you all about the major discipline reports for some of your officers, corrections officers, sheriff's officers, and the response I get is usually something like, the system works, see? There's some officers getting major discipline. But the reality is, if any of us here in this audience trashed the lobby of our building and were unprofessional and discourteous to the police officers who responded, we would have faced criminal charges. Not just pay us for the damage you caused to the building. Not just you get 8 days off from work. But we would face criminal consequences. And I don't think it's right for law enforcement officers, people who should be held to a higher standard, to be held to a lower standard, get less punishment, get special treatment. But it appears that's what happened here, right? And we don't have all the facts because there is less transparency in internal affairs matters than there is if any one of us was the perpetrator of that misconduct. And I really feel like the system is broken. Internal affairs is a joke, and that's what I said back in 2023 when I was talking to the city council about this, and it's even more apparent now. And I hope that you will do more than just use your words. Calling the attorney generals and saying you should be transparent and timely with how you handle this, that's not enough. We need to change the broken system. And I think we need civilian review of the police. The problem in New Brunswick is that the politicians view themselves as below the police, not able to supervise or make changes, but the police are in charge and they're below them. That's the way they view it. It's very obvious if you watch the meetings and see what they say. And I want to hear from you. What are your views on the police? What are you doing to make sure that these kinds of things never happen again?
The only thing I can tell you, Charlie, is that obviously you're well aware that any kind of police procedures or matters, they come under the guidelines of the Attorney General's office. And then, of course, if there's any enforcement of police, it goes to them. We have no jurisdiction at all with police matters. The county prosecutor prosecutes crimes within the Middlesex County that are brought before them from local police. And then if it involves a police officer, it goes to the Attorney General's office. We notified the Attorney General's office to let them know, please try to make this in a timely manner.
Well, they haven't released the body-worn camera footage. They haven't released the names yet. And for what it's worth, this officer made political donations.
Thank you for your comments.
I don't think police should be getting special treatment.
Thank you for your
That's all for now. Thank you.
Anyone else in the public?